Yeah.
Hey nerds, today we're joined by debut author A.A. Barton, whose first novel, Lilac, peels back the petals of memory, mystery, and loss to reveal something darkly beautiful underneath. Blending sharp suspense with emotional depth, Barton crafts a haunting story about family secrets and the ghosts that never quite let us go. Welcome to the
Yay!
podcast.
Welcome. We're
Thanks,
so
guys.
excited for you.
Thank you. I'm very excited as well. I can't believe it's a week away.
Mhm.
I know
Super
it's so
exciting.
soon.
I know. I'm like, it kind of feels a little surreal. This being like my first novel and also being self-published, it's like a lot of work goes into it. And then now I'm in this like waiting period where there's really not much I can do. So I'm like, I have all this free time. I'm like, what am I gonna do with myself?
hmm Yeah.
Now that you've worked so hard, like building up to it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I imagine that like it feels like I bet this week just probably feels so long because you've been so focused on like maybe tweaking it and stuff, and now it's just like out of your hands and like getting ready to
Mhm.
Yeah.
happen.
It's officially out of my hands. Like I actually got the notification from KDP and BNN that I am no longer allowed to make any changes. So
Wow.
I'm like, so
Yeah.
Mhm.
it's there. Like it's what you guys are gonna get what you're gonna get. No changes now.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is
That's
that like a
exciting.
little nerve-wracking? Because you're like, this is something that's like my baby that was like so precious to me. And now like it's up to
Yeah,
like the opinions of like other people, these readers and everything.
it is. It is a little nerve-wracking. It's a really vulnerable feeling and that I don't know if I
hmm
was expecting to feel as vulnerable as I did, especially like when I first started sharing it with readers. I think at this point right now, I've had beta readers, I've had art
hmm
readers now, and so every additional person that gets their eyes on it, it's like an extra little layer that pulls, you can peel back from that, like the nerves and that vulnerability. So I feel better every day, like the closer we get to it. But
hmm
yeah, it is something that I've worked on for so long and really kind of was this little passion project. Like I didn't think I was going to do anything with it. And yeah, it is. It's exciting, but a little scary that everyone is going to be able to read it. Hopefully everyone reads it. That's now the worry is that how do I get everyone to read it?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Always
hmm
another worry.
Okay, well, so to start us off, do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, what you did, like maybe before you started writing, or if you've always been writing?
Yeah. So I've always been I've always been like a hobby writer. I feel like I was
hmm
always like journaling or like I wrote poetry for a while. Like that was a little phase I went through. And
hmm
um it was always just kind of an outlet, right? Like a creative outlet or just maybe even an outlet for like emotions. So I've always done that. And um I started this whole thing. So I was traveling a lot for my job and I have a full-time job that's a non-writer job that I also still travel a lot for. And when you're on the road a lot and you're alone, you have a lot of free time. And so I didn't want to fill up that time with like just screen time or like watching TV
Yeah.
and especially in the evenings, right? Like you kind of need something to like do so you can like wind down,
hmm
and writing just was that for me, and that's kind of where Lilac started. But yeah, so I'm not, I feel like I'm like I'm a very unprofessional writer, but I guess now not so much
hmm
since I'm publishing a book, but
hmm
it really
Yeah.
was just a hobby for a while.
That's really cool.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Is your goal to like eventually, like, is the aspiration to be like a full-time writer, like quit your day job and
Oh my gosh,
Mhm.
yeah. I mean, wouldn't that be every writer's
yeah.
goal?
Yeah.
hmm
It's not, yeah. It
Yeah.
it feels like a goal that's very far away right now, but I think if I am able to balance just being able to write and getting, work out while I'm also doing something else that can pay my bills, I'll be satisfied.
hmm
Because I do think it for me, writing is just it's very enjoyable. Like I really enjoy doing it.
Mhm.
So if I could just keep doing it on the side, and then who knows, maybe it will eventually turn into something where I can do it full time, and that would be an absolute dream.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be so cool. Yeah.
doing something you love, which is what everyone always says, right? It's
Yeah.
like, then it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That is the goal for sure. So we'll
Yeah.
see. We'll see.
Yeah. So, what would you say some of your literary influences were? Or like, do you have specific authors that you like and their writing style?
Yeah, I mean, I love, and she was like a newer author for me over the past couple years, but I love Alice Feeney. I don't know if you guys read any of her stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really feel like she is just a plot twist queen. So I
Mhm.
love her, but I feel like I like a little bit of everything. I am kind of one of those people that I read across like every genre.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. I feel like it's hard to be like one author has inspired me, but
Mhm.
I think maybe for this, it would be kind of those mystery authors like an Alice Feeney
Yeah.
or a Lucy Foley. But
Mhm.
I really do enjoy lit fic. So like I think that kind of played into some of that like grief and a little bit of that drama that you get in the book as well. Um,
Yeah.
I think just, I mean, growing up, honestly, I read mostly like fantasy and
Mhm.
um and mystery. Like those were the two main genres. And then as I got older, I feel like I ventured into other things.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah.
Great.
I've read some Alice Feeney. I mean, I'm always so impressed when any kind of person can think of a thriller to write. I just feel like there's so much pressure to keep the story moving fast and then getting like a good twist. So, but when it hits so good, it's so rewarding to read. So,
It is.
yeah,
Yeah. I really love her. I was a huge Stephen King fan growing up. I mean,
yeah,
I love Stephen King and Lilac is very far from what Stephen King writes, but I just loved his attention to detail and like being able to
yeah,
feel like you are in like you're the character. Um
mhm,
so yeah, I at least I feel like you get inspired and you don't want to like mimic, but you try to emulate a little bit of, each writer that you appreciate.
yeah,
Yeah.
hmm
I think like the best parts of different authors and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So without giving any spoilers, because Chanel will freak out, and I'm sure other people don't want to be spoiled too.
I don't want to be spoiled either for this. I want to go into it surprised.
How would you describe Lilac in a sentence or two? So, when a reader would pick it up, would be like a quick elevator pitch, I guess, for it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a cold case mystery. Like on its
Hmm.
face, it's a cold case mystery. It's about, because that's the main character. She's a young 22-year-old and um her father went missing 5 years ago. So that is what it is on its face. But I feel like when you start peeling back the layers of this, there's some romantic elements in here.
Hmm.
Um, it's really, I think, at its heart, a story about loss and grief and kind of a journey of processing that grief. Um, but yeah, that would be, I think, really what it's mainly about. It's not going to be your run-of-the-mill mystery thriller. It's
Yeah.
not. You might shed a tear or two. I can't promise that
Hmm.
you won't get emotional reading it, but yeah, I think it's just kind of it's one of those books where I hope that it pulls on some heartstrings, but
Yeah.
also gives some intrigue with the mystery.
So,
Yeah. Sorry, go
do
ahead.
you mind if I ask a question?
Well, yes, go ahead, but I'll
We
say so when
mind.
you're done. Yes.
Well,
I
we
mind.
mind. Wait, were you
But go
gonna say
ahead.
something though? I cut people off sometimes.
No, I was just gonna say as
Or
a
all the
comment, like,
time.
and this is no spoiler, but the way you do write grief, especially in the beginning when you're first starting the story, it hit me really well. Just I've experienced some grief, so it's actually like, I mean, I guess we all have, everyone experienced grief, but anyway, you write it, um, it feels really real, if that makes sense. Like, yeah, so I
Yeah.
really like that, the grief part so far. Hmm.
Well, that's
Thanks.
actually,
Yeah.
oh, sorry.
No, go for it. Go for it.
I'm talking over everybody. Well, that's what I was going to ask. Was it difficult to write about grief? Because I know that can be a hard subject sometimes.
Yeah, it's funny because when I first started writing the book, that wasn't my intention. Like I didn't have an intention
Hmm.
of making this story about that. And I think as I was writing, I kind of got into this place where, when I was in my young 20s, I lost my Nana, who was like a mother figure to me. I mean, she really was involved in my entire life. She was very close to me, and it was a pretty traumatic way of losing her too. Like, it was unexpected, you know, and so I really went through majority of my 20s like not processing that. And so writing this book, it was difficult at times, but it was also so cathartic, because it allowed me to really, I think, address a lot of that unprocessed grief. And I think grief is something that's never going to be easy, right? Like, even when you're talking to your friends about it, or you know, if you're writing about it, or even if you're watching or reading something about it, it's never going to be easy, but it's also something that literally everyone at some point is going to deal with. Like, we're all going to lose something very important to us. We're all going to have to deal with that type of emotion at some point. And I wanted to convey a message of like, what happens when you don't deal with it, when you don't process it. Like, I think that unprocessed grief can just slowly steal things from us. And you kind of see that in Cosette's story. So yeah, sorry, that was a little long-winded answer, but yeah, it was difficult, but it was also really cathartic.
No, I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm sure,
it's
like
so
you said,
true.
everyone will be able to like connect with the story because of that, and be like, oh, I can relate. Yeah. That's really okay. So you've talked about your main character, Cassette. How was it writing her? Do you feel like she like resembled you, or was she very much fictionalized where you drew her from other people in your life, or just completely made her up? Yeah.
I think a little bit of both, right? So there was definitely times where I was writing her character, and it sounds weird to say, but I was almost annoyed with her. Like, I'm like, she's making these decisions that even as a writer, you're kind of like, God, that's so annoying that she's doing this. But she's 22, right? I'm not 22 anymore. So it's like, I had to really remember what it's like to be 22, and you make some really dumb choices, and you act kind of stupid sometimes. And you care about things that you probably shouldn't care about. So yeah, it was a little bit of like, I tried to pull from like just memories of what it was like to be that age. But also I think a piece of, so her father in the book, and this isn't spoilery because you'll get to it, I think, pretty early on, he's a blue collar worker, right? And so that piece for sure is from me. My dad was a blue collar worker. You know, he was someone that did work 7-10s, and I rarely saw when I was, you know, a child, because he was just trying to make ends meet and support the family. And that piece of her character is very much pulled from my own experiences. But her personality, I wouldn't say is me. That's probably inspired by maybe just like other girlfriends that I've had, or just people that I know. But she's a little combo. She's a little bit of everyone.
I like it. Little mixed bag.
Yeah.
Okay. So your novel weaves themes of grief, secrets, class divides, and trust. Which of the themes do you think was the hardest to write for you? Or
Probably.
one that like, oh, sorry. Or I was gonna say, if you can, or one that you just like really like to explore, I guess.
Yeah, I think the grief was the hardest, right? Because that was something that there were many nights where I was like, I got to take a break from this because it's hitting a little too, you know, it's hitting home a little bit too much. But the class divide was really interesting to write. And I enjoyed writing because I do feel like a lot of my feelings from really today and even the past couple of years were poured into that, because we're kind of seeing this middle class, like this middle social class, like slowly like disappearing, right? And we are seeing a lot of cities see this like huge divide of social classes, where it's like there's a lot of people that have means, and then there's so many people that are like on the polar opposite scale of that. And so I enjoyed kind of I don't want to say playing around with that theory, but really weaving that into the story. And you get that with some of the people that Cassette's going to interact with. And she is someone that does not have means. I think in like one of the first 3 chapters, she talks about this neighborhood in Chicago that she lives in that's being gentrified, right? And she's coming to this understanding and like almost coming, you have to like come to peace with it, that like you're going to eventually have to leave this place that you call home because you're not able to afford it anymore. And then she gets thrust into this world of people that like probably don't even, that's not even something they would ever even think about. Like they just don't know what that experience is. And so that was, I feel like I had to balance and not be too biased, like be like overly eat the rich vibes in this book. But so that was probably the most fun to write, but also took a little bit more time to figure out how I wanted to convey that.
Yeah. That's cool. Yeah. But also eat the rich, but yeah.
I know, right? I know.
Yeah.
It's just her debut novel. She can't go like crazy. Okay, so what would you say is like your writing routine? Like, do you have one? Like, do you write like, I know you have a day job, obviously, but like, do you write during the day? Do you write at night, weekends? Like, what?
Yeah,
If you do have a routine, what is it?
I wish I could say I had like a solid routine. It was like, oh, I write every night at this time for this amount of time. I don't. I feel like I'm such a like, I've got to be in the mood to do it. I do a day job, so you know, a lot of times it doesn't happen during the day unless I feel like I have a really like if there's an idea that I just can't get out, and if I've got time, like I'll throw a break on my calendar and go like write something down really quick. But it's mainly in the evenings. For Lilac, it was the most inconsistent writing schedule. I took a solid 2 years to get this like draft done, like to get it to a place where I felt confident enough to even like share it with someone. But it was because I just wasn't, it was more of a hobby. And then it became more of a like, oh, I really think I've got something here and I want to share it. So I probably should perfect it. But yeah, it was just kind of coming back to it. And I feel like that's how I am now. I probably write a little bit more consistently now just because I know what I want to do now. Whereas with Lilac, it was kind of just like, all right, I'm just going to write this and then maybe I'll come back to it. And oh, now I want the story to end like this. So maybe let me change this. And so it was a lot slower of a pace.
Nice.
Do you have like, do you write like with music or do you do anything like where you have to be at like your desk, or is there anything else that kind of like helps put you in like the mindset or mood?
Yes. In the ideal situation, I have a very specific chair in my house. It's like my writing chair. So I do like to kind of get set up and be like a vibey writer. I usually always have music playing. I actually have a Spotify playlist that I built out for Lilac, and it was just kind of my playlist that I would play in the background, and then I would add songs to it. It was like the playlist that I listened to the entire time during my editing process. Music for sure. Like it is like I feel like a lot of inspiration for me comes from music. Reference in the book, I reference a Death Cab for Cutie song, right? Like there was a very specific reference to that, but because it was a song that dealt with grief and it kind of like helped me process grief when I was dealing with it. And so, I encourage, honestly, anyone that's reading the book, like check out the playlist because I really do feel like it can give you this added experience.
Yeah, that's super cool.
What was the Death Cab for Cutie song that you like so much?
Honestly, it's like not a super well-known song by them, but it's called What Sarah Said. It's from their Plans album, and it's really like a song about someone in an ICU and just like the experience of losing someone they love. But yeah, I reference that in some of the chapters, and when you get to those chapters, you'll understand why it's referenced. But, that was that was a song for me when I lost my Nana that really hit home for me. And like, there's like little things that can really help you process grief or like process emotions, and music is that. And I feel like when you're reading a book, it's so emotional, so you have to have the two.
For sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
Mhm.
There's certain songs that even for me personally, like just if I listen to them, it makes me think about a certain situation. And so like if I'm wanting to feel those feelings, I can literally just like listen to it. And yeah. Also I love Death Cab for Cutie, and I feel like I don't ever hear anyone talk about it. So I love that that is one of the
They
people, yeah.
are they are my all-time, like literally number one band. I'm obsessed with them. Gone to see them
Yeah.
multiple times. We'll go to see them many more times if
Mhm.
possible. I love them so much. Love Ben
Yeah.
Gibbard.
They're so great. Yeah. I've only got to see them one time. This was years ago, but I got to see them with Cold War Kids when they came to Indy like
Oh,
years
great.
ago. But it was really, they put on such a good show too. Yeah.
They're
Wait.
always a good time. I saw them at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville, and for like the first time ever seeing them, and it was such a small, intimate venue, and it was just the most amazing show. Like it's in my top five live shows of all time. So good.
I feel like I love concerts like that where it's like you said, smaller,
Yeah.
intimate versus like obviously huge
Yeah.
stadiums and stuff. Because
Yeah.
I don't know, it just heightens the experience so much more. You're like, oh, I feel like they're playing for me.
It's such a different experience, right? Like the huge stadium
Mhm.
shows are also very cool because it's a huge production and you
Yes,
can
yeah.
it for that. But those intimate
Yeah.
venues are really cool. And I feel like Death
Yeah.
Cab is one of those bands that I feel like they only do those types of venues. Like they don't do the
Oh,
huge
that's cool.
ones.
That's
Them
cool.
and
Yeah.
St. Vincent's another good one. I feel like she does a lot of
Oh,
small
yeah.
venues.
That would
Yeah.
be amazing to see her. But
Mhm.
yeah, I'm jealous. So jealous. All right, go ahead, Stace. I was like, you can
Yeah. So I was gonna just say when do you do an outline in advance? I guess with Lilac, was it more just like you said, you didn't have like a clear outline, or you just had certain things you knew you wanted in it, or how was your process for writing it?
I think when I first started, because it was kind of more of like a hobby, I was just writing scenes like as they would pop in
Okay.
my head. And then
Mhm.
once I decided that I wanted to actually turn it into a novel, I like paused from actually drafting and then started outlining.
Okay.
And so I outlined how I wanted the plot to go, and then would kind of divvy that up like chapter by chapter, like what's going to happen. Um, and then as I was writing, like I diverted, like I would constantly be going back to the drawing board, and it's like, no, I don't want it to end like that.
Mhm.
There was like probably two alternate endings and just completely changed it. I think
Nice.
the very first draft that I completed was in third person, and I did a
Mm.
read through and I was like, absolutely not, this is not gonna work. So I had to like, I rewrote it in first person.
Oh, wow.
Oh
But
wow. Did that take a long time to flip it to change the viewpoint? Or yeah. Yeah.
yeah, that was probably it probably took me to do that. It was about like 8 months of that 2 years. And it
Yeah.
was mainly that long because that was also when I decided to change the ending to what the final ending
Okay.
is now.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I was just, I hope that my next book I will not be as indecisive because I don't,
Yeah.
rewriting isn't super fun.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I bet.
Well, that's what I was gonna ask now is like, what are you working on next now that you're like officially done? Is there more in
Yes.
the works? Yeah.
Yeah. So I've got right now I'm working on another book. It's actually, I'm gonna try my hand in fantasy. So it is a fantasy novel, no title right now. But it's Scottish lore inspired. So we'll
Okay.
see where that takes me. I'm
Mm.
drafting. I have an outline and now I'm writing. So we'll see
Very
where
cool.
that goes.
So
Yeah.
Yeah.
exciting.
Yeah.
Are you excited to do something different? Like, does it feel like fresh and fun and new because you're like, I'm trying a different genre.
Yeah, it's fun. It's been a really fun experience, mainly because with fantasy, like you don't have to be super factual. Like you really can just make shit up, which is
Yeah.
really fun. With Lilac, because it was, obviously contemporary, like it takes place in like the real world. Like you really have to make sure like your technology is correct for the timing, like of the decade that you're writing. And like I wrote Lilac and it really is supposed to take place in like 2011, 2012. And I didn't really think at the time that Ubers weren't really a thing. Like they weren't very popular back then. And so I had to like completely go through it. And anytime Uber was mentioned, I had to be like taxi. Like it's a taxi, not an Uber. And so with fantasy, I feel like it's not really like that. It's more just like I can make up whatever the hell I want.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah. Like have to think about that kind of stuff or not think about it, I guess.
Right. Yeah, there's just like there's certain things I think you can get away with the fantasy genre, where it doesn't always have to make like a ton of sense, right? If it's like a fantastical element, whereas I feel like when you're writing contemporary, it's got to be like accurate. Like you can't just like make up a device that doesn't exist. Unless it's sci-fi. I mean, you could do that in sci-fi, I guess, but
Yeah.
That's I didn't think about that, where it's like just these constrictions that certain authors, like if that's their only genre that they write, it's like they have to think about that versus fantasy, and they're like, oh yeah, I'm making up this language. I'm making up.
Yeah. It's fun. I mean, it's been a completely different experience from writing Lilac. So and I just really, I think, want to dip my toes in like a different genre. And who knows, once I finish this, maybe I'll move on to something different. I've always thought about like writing a horror novel as well. So
cool.
Please, yes. I'm always, I love
right up
horror
Stacy's
books.
alley.
Yeah.
Yes, I just recently started getting into reading Stephen Graham Jones. And I know
I love him so much. Oh my God.
You and Stacy are just bonding.
He's so good. One of my other girlfriends who also has a podcast, Kat, she runs the podcast Page Rage.
Love the name.
Yes, I know it's a great one. But she introduced me to Stephen Graham Jones, and I just went down a rabbit hole. I was like, I love him. I got to meet him down in Coral Gables a couple months ago.
Oh, wow.
And
I would have died.
Yeah.
I would have like melted into the floor. Yeah.
Yes, I went with my girlfriend, and she's way fangirl for him, and she did melt. I feel like I saw her like soul leave her body when she got to talk.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was super cool. But so I've like kind of thought about that too. I'm like, that'd be really fun. That'd be a really fun genre to write. And even just hearing him talk about the genre, it's like, yeah, that would be super fun. And you could get really creative with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was going to say it's so interesting. I just love it when we talk to people and they're so like versatile with what they like to write. And so to go from something like Lilac, and then when you talk about your next project and then like other things, it's just really interesting. I wish my mind could work like that to keep all kinds of different stories. Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, it's kind of a mess up here sometimes, but I'll roll with it. I think it's also kind of a benefit of I guess being an indie like author, like you're self-published, there's really no like constraints on like what I'm allowed. I don't know. Like I don't have to write something that like has to sell. Like I can very much just write something that everyone hates and it's fine. I'll just move on to the next one.
Yeah, or like whatever you like. You're like, this is what I like, this is what I feel like people would like. And you said that's freeing.
Yeah. And I like to read all different genres. So I think it's like you kind of just have to figure out maybe what your favorite thing to write is. And I don't know if I know yet.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fun. A fun way to explore and figure out. And awesome. That's exciting. Can't wait for it. So fun. Okay, we're just gonna play a quick game of this or that, and then we can wrap this up. And you can just tell us this book version. Do you prefer audiobooks or physical books?
Physical books.
Reading physical books. Okay. Do you prefer hardbacks or paperbacks?
Paperback all the way.
Paperback, a nice floppy paperback. Do you prefer books that make you cry or books that make you laugh?
Probably books that make me cry. I love a tragedy.
Okay.
Love a tragic ending.
You and
Yeah.
Stacy crying.
Literally together. Yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah. Do you prefer the hero or the villain?
Probably the villain.
It's the only acceptable answer, I swear.
Heroes are too predictable sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Like they're not, I don't know.
They're not fun.
They're yeah, they're a little bland. They're a little bland sometimes.
Uh-huh.
Are you a binge reader or are you like a slow reader?
Oh, I binge. I binge in the worst way. Like, especially if it's a book I like, it's like it completely takes over my life until it's finished.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Can relate. Can relate.
Yeah.
Okay, do you like plot driven or character driven books?
Oh, that's really hard. I'm gonna go plot.
Mhm.
Oh my God, I don't know. I think it depends on the genre. It just depends. If
Mhm.
it's,
That's true.
yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause in
that's
like
fair.
lit fic, I'm like, I need it to be character driven.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Because
It
that's what
depends
you're
on what
there
I'm
for.
reading. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It depends on what I'm reading.
Yeah.
Fantasy, probably plot. I need
Plot. Yeah.
Mm,
Well, like a
Yeah,
good
you
plot.
really
mystery,
need
I need
some
a good
plot with
plot.
fantasy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is a good answer because yeah, we were talking to other authors, but I feel and they said character driven, but I feel like a lot of they were talking more about like lit fic and it was like
Mhm.
very character based. But I'm like,
Yes.
when you're in a good fantasy, not that the characters aren't great, you want like the plot to be rolling. You want some good stuff to happen,
Right.
like you
You
can't
need
just be
to move.
inside the main girl's head, you know.
No, you need it to move. And I think, I mean, really, if I could have my cake and eat it too, I would just have a good balance of both
Yeah.
Mhm.
in
Yeah.
the perfect world.
That's true.
But yeah, I think depends on the genre for sure.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a good answer. Good answer. Okay, last one. Do you prefer standalone books or series?
I think series for me.
Mhm.
I do read a lot of standalones, but I love when there's a good series that you can really just fall in love with the characters and immerse yourself in the world. There's nothing better. There's nothing better than a good series. Like if it's
Yeah.
well done
Yeah.
and yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
probably series
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah.
You win the game. Good job.
Nice.
Yes, that was great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we're gonna do our kudos. Go ahead, Stace. You can explain.
Yeah. So we always when we end our show, we do a kudos, just to kind of say like what we're thankful for this week, to just kind of show some gratitude. We loved it. Actually goes all the way back to our fan fiction days because you can leave kudos on fic. So we keep it around. It's the main thing that's kept around.
Yeah.
So I get my first kudos obviously is for you. Thank you so much for taking the time and being so flexible with us. It's been great to pick your mind. And I can't wait to finish the book. From what I've read so far, I highly enjoy it. Everyone needs to read it. It's it's great. And yeah, other than that, probably just Ashley and Chanel for always being there to make me laugh, especially when my kids are, you know, driving me nuts. So it's a good outlet to have good friends and to feel like a real human, a person. So
Yes.
thanks, guys.
Well, I'm also going to piggyback and say thank you so much for coming on our podcast, making time, rescheduling. Thank you so much. We
Mhm.
appreciate it. Um, and we're super excited not only to read Lilac, but your next book.
Mhm.
I'm going to give one more shout out. It was my dad's birthday yesterday. So I'm just going to say happy birthday to my dad. Another kudos.
Aw.
Hey.
Yeah. Happy
Love him.
birthday. Mhm.
Mhm.
Even if he wouldn't share a Sunday with you, that when I saw that on your stories, they wouldn't give you any of his ice cream. I was dying.
Yeah.
So
Didn't
proud.
give me any of his ice cream. It's okay.
Obviously, my kudos is for you because I was so excited about this interview. You're amazing. You're so excited about your book. It's my next read, and everybody needs to check it out. It's so exciting.
Yeah.
And just thank you for being on and being so amazing. And then also for Stacey and Chanel, because I miss you guys and you're amazing and you know, get me through the week. So
Yeah.
That's right. And yeah, if you want to do kudos, you can.
I
No
will
pressure.
do a
no
kudo.
pressure. No pressure.
Yeah.
And let us know where everyone can find your book.
Yes.
Yes.
They can-
And socials and
Yes.
stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, no, well, my kudos is, yeah, for sure to the three of you. Thank you so much for having me on. It really does mean a lot to see platforms like supporting self-published authors, indie authors. Like, sometimes it's really tough out here in these self-published streets. So thank you
I'm so sure.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, and spending the time with me. And I'll have to also shout out like just everybody that has played a part, like my ARC readers, my beta readers, my editor, my husband who's put up with me writing till like 2 a.m. My sister-in-law, who I feel like is just such a, oh my God, she's amazing. She's so supportive. She's been so supportive of this like entire process. Yeah, just I'm so humbled and I feel so grateful for just everybody that I like have in my life that have like really supported me through this. But yeah, thank you so much. So Lilac releases October 28th. It will be available on Amazon in ebook and paperback, and then you can also get the paperback from barnesandnoble.com. And hopefully in a local indie bookstore near you. I'm working on it. So
Yes.
hopefully in stores, in a couple stores soon. But thank you so much, ladies. I really appreciate you.
Yes. Everyone go check it out. Grab a copy of Lilac. Yay.
Yeah. Okay, nerds, have a great week and make sure you read what you like.